you, man.
We're live. I had the other thing all set up and it wouldn't work. Let me get so I can see you. I'm gonna have to use this one. It wouldn't go on the one I said earlier. Hey, I like my shirt.
Oh, I love that. Love it. Is there a way for me to tell my fans that I'm live or not?
You're live. We're all live.
No, I know, but I'm saying, am I live on Dragon Slayer Bourbon Tastings as well?
I guess, yeah, I think so. That's how I set it
That's
up.
crazy.
So
That's crazy.
let me see if I can see it here on my other one so I can see what's going on and hear you a little better. So home, you. Okay, I don't need this.
You're gonna post this, right? So it's like a live video.
Right now. It's totally live. So
no, but I'm saying but then you're gonna post it, right?
Yeah. So I can see what's going on. Yeah. Okay. Live. Everything's live and it is posted.
What are you drinking there, Chevy James? Talk to me, man. Hey, yo.
It's totally live. So well, I can't hear that one. So it's true.
You're gonna post it, right?
Yeah. So she's gonna turn the one down here. Everything's live and it is posted.
What are you drinking there, Chevy James? Talk to me, man. Hey, yo.
What do you think?
Is that the Dragon Slayer Old Elk?
I think it's just a little delay, right?
She's gonna turn the one down here. Everything's live and it is posted.
What are you drinking there, Chevy James? Talk to
So,
me, man. Hey, yo.
what do you think? Are we delayed?
Is that the Dragon Slayer Old Elk?
That's the Dragon Slayer Old Elk.
I think it's just a little delay.
She's gonna turn the one down.
There's a small delay at least for what I'm seeing.
Okay. So I guess there's a little delay. That's the Dragon Slayer Old Elk. Oh, I know he's way behind me.
It's Groundhog Day, man. It's repeating itself.
Hello
all and welcome back.
There's a small delay at least for what I'm seeing.
All right, I see you.
It's Groundhog Day, man. It's repeating itself.
So maybe, Tori, you turn that one up for me? And I'll turn this one down.
Okay.
So she's going to turn up the other volume off the recorded one, and I'm going to kind of watch it delayed here in case it pops up.
Yeah, but that's perfect. I can hear you now in real time. I'm watching your lips move. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you too in real time. So I won't even
Jimmy,
pay attention to this other thing.
Look at this weight that I've lost, man. Look at this. Oh,
I know. How did you lose all that weight?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I now have it figured out. You know, I'm doing 100-hour fasts here in real life and not losing like 2 pounds. But now I know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go out on the island and you are supposed to drink only coconut water and maybe unripe papayas, boil them in a pot. And if you do that for X amount of days, you will lose 1 pound a day guaranteed. Okay. So I am looking slim and trim from season 50. Now look, I gotta go get the Old Elk myself. So I'm gonna come over here. Dragon Slayer. Where are you?
Did you need a glass?
I got one. Cool.
Here it is.
I don't have a regular glass, but I got this one. Now, Ben, watch this. This one's never been opened.
Oh, I love it.
It's
You gotta
sealed,
call me.
so-
You gotta call me Coach now that we're on TV.
Oh, that's right.
Look, Dragon Slayer, right there.
It's a respect thing, anyways, because you are a very decorated coach.
No, this is true.
A highly decorated coach. I don't know if a lot of people know that, do they?
Well, they don't. 900 winning percentage over 22 years, dozen championships. But, you know, they finally got my Wikipedia page updated. All it said on my Wikipedia page was Coach Wade. It said soccer career. Any other soccer coach in the world, it says year, record, all that kind of stuff. And mine said Coach Wade was fired for going on Survivor, and here's what his athletic director had to say about him. That was literally my soccer career. So finally, Wikipedia's got it straightened out. So
okay. We'll have to look at that. So you had over 900% winning percentage, huh?
Yep.
Wow. And how many years did you coach for?
22.
Wow, that's quite a bit. And when you moved, because were you UNR the last one you were?
The last one I was at, last NCAA school I coached was University of Missouri.
Oh,
And then
really?
I
Okay.
also I started the program at a bunch of places, from Simpson University to Patton University, Lassen College, Lake Tahoe Community College. So I got around quite a bit. Can we get a cheers to the best mechanic and the best survivor character of all time? We're gonna
I
just
think
roll
so.
those into one, man.
Let me give me a little my cold break cup here. I didn't prepare enough to bring the right cup, but I got my cold break cup. So
That's okay. Hey, who cares? As long as you're drinking. Hey, dude, it's better to drink good whiskey in a bad cup than to drink bad whiskey in a good cup. I just made that up right there. So let's
hey,
cheers to that.
you need to make a T-shirt that says that. Cheers.
I know that's a good one, man. But seriously, to the best mechanic and to the best survivor contestant.
Well, wow, that stuff's pretty good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have not had that until just now.
Is that the weeded or is that the rum rye, the rye barrels, the rum? Sorry.
This one is. It's been a while since I bought it, so it is the weeded bourbon.
Okay, that's the exact same one I'm doing. That's the one that's the Dragon Slayer special single barrel.
That's the one. And so the reason I had to get the Dragon Slayers, obviously you're the Dragon Slayer, but the first car of yours I worked on was called the Slayer.
My gosh, man, that thing is amazing, right? That thing is absolutely. It's sitting right out here, man. I'm going to show it to everybody before we sign off, but it's freaking awesome, dude.
So and I've been kind of rethinking the way I do things and what I do things, but just kind of trying to bring it out there a little bit more. I'm so nostalgic, and that car hits the mark with the way it sits and its stance and its color and the way it's wicked looking. It looks like it just kind of popped out of the 70s and it's just like, that's the car.
I have a big car collection. I've bought probably 40 vehicles in the last 25 years. And actually the ones that I have now, I've had the most. And, driving them around, I try to buy ones that not everybody else has, so like my oldest son is always saying, get a Corvette, get the new Chevy Corvette. And
Yeah.
I'll agree with him, man. They look friggin' badass, but
Right.
there's too many on the road. So like, I know it sounds lame. I'd rather get a used Ferrari that looks about the same, that kind of has the same stance because less people have it. And so, but the Dragon Slayer, the 72 Slayer gets the most gawks when I take it out.
Oh,
And it's
absolutely.
it's just like great. And the thing is that I would have sold it, but Jimmy fixed it up like a champ. And then it's literally like, just like that you would say all the time, oh, the stance, and the stance of it. And I just love this thing. That's the grill, custom grill. Everything's custom. This thing is one of one. And dude, what you did to it on the engine is phenomenal.
I just got it running
It'll be
good. I
running
didn't do
long
anything.
after I die. Okay, I'll be dead, and that thing will still be running after what you did to it. And I just want to say this to all the listeners out there, all the viewers, as they get settled back down. And I said this to my wife, Jessica. I said, the thing is, most times you take it to a mechanic, they are, they're just trying to make do. They're just trying to fix up what you got. And whatever is broken, that's what they fix.
Right.
But you've treated all of my vehicles like they're your own car. And
that's what I tried to do.
Dude, you have done it, man. And it's like, just telling me what you've done to the square body Blazer.
Right.
It's just, blessings to you, your channel, your family, for doing the right thing for the right reasons. It's hard to find people like that in this day and age. Maybe people who do the right things for the wrong reasons, but they do the wrong thing for the right reasons. But it's very rare that you find somebody that does the right things for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And you're one of those.
And I appreciate that. I want to run good for you. Some of the other little things, whatever, that's fine. But I want you to hit the gas, start it up, and drive.
Right.
We have so much on our plate. The last thing we need, and I drove this thing, so it barely run. It was really rough, and it wasn't anything really wrong with it. It scared me a little bit, so I ended up buying a brand new compression gauge. because I was like, I got to make sure the compression's good in this motor. The engine's actually healthy. And so I ran a compression test and all the cylinders checked out perfect. It's actually at between 140 and 145, which is a hair low if you're at sea level. At 4,000 foot, it's right on the mark. And it is balanced between each cylinder. So each individual cylinder, you want them to be even. That shows some kind of odd wear if they're not. If you have like number one's good, number two's good, number three drops, 5 or 6 pounds, 7 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever the number would be. That shows that one of those cylinders is wearing. And this thing, spot on. So I was like relieved. I was like, okay, now all we have to do is make it run good, because the basic mechanics are right on point. And kind of what I did to it, and you'll see it here. It's I was afraid we might have to do carburetor work, all that stuff. Carburetor checked out great. I put a knowledge spacer underneath the 1/2-inch one, not the big giant one, so it runs crappy. Just a small one, so that makes the fuel stay cool. They had good parts in it. They had the fuel pressure coming out and going back, but they had the regulator just kind of hanging on the air cleaner. It is flopping in the wind. Who knows what pressure's on it or so I mounted it on another spot. Ended that problem. I put and I had the spark plug wires. I had the wire loops. Those are sitting in my drawer. I had them. So the good news is they don't cost you a penny because they were sitting here. And I actually asked my dad that question. I says, I got a question for you. It's pretty easy. I got a couple bills here of, fuel filters and all that for you. But I go, I have that stuff. And my dad says, okay, what's the question? I go, what do I charge Ben for? He goes, Ben a friend? Oh, yeah. You like Ben? Oh, yeah. Why would you not give that to Ben? They're sitting in your drawer. And I go, oh, that's a good question. Why? And he goes, you put them aside in case you could use them again. They're brand new. They didn't work on your project, whatever you're working on. You saved it for this exact day. What's your question? I go, I guess I don't have a question. And he's right. I had a great product sitting in I've had them for who knows how long, bolted right in. It was perfect. When I put those away, it was like, someday I'll need it. And there it is right there. So that cured that part. There's one spark plug wire that they custom made, and it's kind of a straight edge boot the way they had to do around these headers. It happens. That's a typical thing. So I'm like, well, I don't have a wire for it. To buy one spark plug wire, you would think you could buy one, right? You got 8 of them, you think you can buy one. I ended up finding one wire that has a straight boot on it.
Oh, wow.
No big, it was like $8 for the wire. It was perfect. Bolted it in, put it together, snapped right in, really good. And I bought some of the boots so it doesn't burn them up again. I put the E3 spark plugs in there. It had AC Delcos and it had 42s in it. 42 is the number of the heat range, how hot it should run in that cylinder. When you're in elevation, you got to have them run a little hotter to burn the fuel off. Well, they had the coldest plug you could run in it, like they're living on the coast. And this thing had 1,000 horsepower. It's too low of a heat range for it. So with the E3s, it'll improve your mileage. It'll improve your start, cold start, hot start, all that stuff. And they're not that expensive. I think they're $5 a piece or something. They're not, well, you'll see. Right. Just little things like that giant air cleaner. What I discovered on that air cleaner was, they have a cold air intake for it, but then it has a heat riser for like a smog issue. And the heat riser wasn't coming up. So you're choking that thing off. You're trying to bring all the air up through that hot header, putting all that hot air right back into that carburetor, and it's not getting full flow. And there's no way to fix it. I guess you could take the air cleaner apart and put another flapper door in there or something. Who knows? So for $50, you got an open element air cleaner, and I matched them to the valve cover so it looks nice. And when you talk about like it's your own, I looked at it that way. When I look at it, how would I do it for me?
Yeah.
If I want it, how would I do it? And then I try to think of budget wise. I want to go, okay, I don't mind spending money and buying nice stuff. Whoa.
Sorry.
Earthquake. I don't mind spending
now how do
money.
I fix it? What did I do?
You broke it?
I broke it. Oh, sorry. I was trying to.
You get it?
I don't think so. It's not doing its thing. I was
The
trying
camera
to.
person over here.
No, I was just removing someone.
Okay, we have to fix the. We're having more technical difficulties.
Sorry, guys.
I just saw my blazer in the background, by the way. Thank you for moving the camera over. Ooh, there it is.
Okay, there we go. We're back online. We'll show the Blazer in a minute. So yeah, when I did things, I looked at it for. Is that good?
Yeah, but I'm trying. Why is it not removing this guy? We have somebody who just is being a pill, so it's like you can go.
Oh, they're saying bad things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We have more questions.
There's a couple people that have let's see, what do we got here?
Let's go over some. But anyways, Ben, what I'm looking to do, if I look at this, what would I do for me? And I try to keep in mind budget along with quality. So if I can get something at a little better price, but still has a good quality, I'm good with it. And that's kind of where I fit into stuff. If it absolutely is the best product and it's absolutely costs more money, it is what it is, and we'll just deal with that. But I really want to. I think you said it. Deal with it like it's mine. That's what I thought. Deal with it like it's mine. And I took it for a ride. It runs great. Is it overpowered? No, it doesn't have a ton of power, but it is what it is. It runs good. It runs solid. You're not going to be drag racing it, so it's good. Pulls the hill. I could barely get up my hill coming here when I first got it here. Now it just flies right up the hill. So runs good.
That's awesome. Because one thing I noticed when I first got in it, get the family in it, headed out to Janesville, going over Bass Hill, which isn't even a hill.
Right.
And that thing on the freeway slowed down to 45 miles an hour. And Jessica was like, "Is everything okay?" And I was like, "I don't know what's going on here." And it was so slow, right? It just wasn't running right. And I took it to 2 different mechanics, and they were just doing damage control, like I said. I mean, it actually stranded me and my 8-year-old coming back from a Christmas performance on the side of the road on Richmond Road in a place I couldn't turn off.
Okay.
And then I had to pay to tow it, and the mechanic fixed that issue, but it was just always playing catch up. And so that's when
you remember.
It was the fuel pump in the back. The fuel pump and the gas gauge stopped working.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So do you know there's a fuel switch cutoff for this to turn that fuel pump off?
I do know that because when I had the stereo put in, the guy accidentally turned it off, and then by accident he clicked it, and then he couldn't get it turned back on. And finally, after hours of searching, he found that button, turned it back on, and then it started working. If that button is off, it will not start. I don't know what happens if you turn that button off when it's running, but I just haven't chanced that.
Oh no, it'll shut off.
Okay.
The pump will stop running. And now the dome lights are hooked to something with the stereo in there, and so I haven't torn it apart to fix any of that.
Don't worry about that. I don't care about that.
Okay. So I went through it a couple of times, and I thought, I'm not going to rewire the stereo stuff and mess with all that at this point. I was going to talk to you on that. That fuel pump is a great idea, though. If you park this thing and it's a little sketchy, you know where the switch is. Flip the switch.
Yeah, actually, the thing is that, I mean, I'll have, make sure you point it out to Ryder again, because actually the guy that put in the stereo did not actually show me. This is a pump down here. Right. So he actually didn't show it to me, which that's fine, right? But just have Ryder just point it out to Ryder so I know which one it is. It's actually a great kill switch. If I'm in a big city and I don't want to get stolen, just friggin' flip that thing and then nobody will be able to start it.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of guys do that. That's a very common practice because let's face it, these criminals, some of them aren't the sharpest guys in the shed, and they're also nervous and they're in the vehicle trying to get it going. They get it to crank over, even if it starts because they got a little fuel in the carburetor, it ain't going 20 feet and it's going to die on them. And then they're going to panic, they're going to run, you're going to get your Blazer back. And that's basically
what about
the coach? What they do is they bring a trailer and they drag it on the trailer and they drive off. You never see it again. So the smart criminals, you're not going to stop.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Yeah. What about and how about the transfer case? Did you ever get that? Did you ever take a peek in there?
It seems to be staying in gear. I'm going to also show Ryder that on how easy that is to adjust. If you ever have a problem, you can show him exactly what to do. It'll be super simple. You still have a little bit more threads to go. It still shifts a little hard. And the reason it shifts hard, there's a TV cable and it controls the pressure of the transmission. Somebody's worked on this transmission. This truck used to be a 4-speed, by the way. It wasn't always an automatic.
Oh, wow.
So at some point, somebody had a 4-speed in it. and when you get underneath it, you'll see the hole for the shifter. So, and they patched it. They did a great job with it. No problem at all. So on the transmission, it controls the pressure of the transmission. If you go too light, these things tend to slip and they burn up. I got it a little, it was really harsh. It was way too tight. And that's whoever built it did it that way because they didn't want to risk, the transmission slipping and burning up.
Right.
I went halfway from dead smooth to there. If it bothers you anymore, I got a guy in Susanville that will fix it.
Okay. But it's not like the transmission is going out.
Absolutely not. So what it is.
Okay. So then I don't, yeah. So then that's cool. Because, like with it shifting so hard, my fear, of course, was, is the transmission going out? Is there some way that I'm putting, too much gas in there and I'm not, backing off? I actually ran it a couple of times in low, driving to work in first gear and then in second gear. And I noticed it would actually shift a little bit easier in second gear, but then, you got to like manually shift it. So I kind of stopped doing that. As long as I know it's not doing permanent damage to the transmission or the transmission's going out, then I don't care if it shifts rough.
Doing zero damage. It's a little harder on rear ends and drive lines and U joints because it shifts harder, but I got it where it's tamed down a little bit.
Okay, cool.
To go any less concerns me a little bit because I don't want you burning the transmission up. It just puts so much pressure in there so it doesn't slip the clutches, basically is what it is. And that's why you want to lean that way versus lean the other way.
Absolutely. I can see that.
Big vehicle, you don't want it slipping at all because it'll burn the tranny up. So, like I said, I got it adjusted about as light as I could. If you feel it's still a little stiff, like I said, I got a guy that can do it in a matter of minutes. It's just a push a button and move the cable a little bit. So, and as you drive it some more, you'll get a feel for it.
Okay.
And then, Tori, do we have questions?
Well, no, I was just going to say, you could ask your viewers if they have any questions for either of you.
Oh, yeah. Does anybody have any questions for Coach or Jimmy James? Hey, you like my shirt, Ben?
I freaking love that shirt. I will tell you this, Jimmy James, this is an illegal interview. This is supposed to be passed through CBS. The fact that I'm doing anything live with somebody else, I got to get this passed by CBS, but I actually don't really care about that. So this is my first interview coming back from season 50. Not that it's an interview about Survivor, but we're doing some covert stuff here. Let me tell you that.
So let me ask you this: what about just talking to a couple of friends on YouTube and not really doing interview stuff? We're not really interviewing.
Well, no, but I'm making a public appearance. They get really high strung about that. Like I said, I don't really care about that. I was trying to get them to catch me when I left, and I was posting on social media despite the NDA, and people were actually commenting. They were like, this guy's not on season 50 because he would be violating his NDA. And I said, there's a very serious 40-page non-disclosure agreement that every contestant takes and signs and takes very seriously, except for me. I might sign it, but I don't care about holding to that.
Right.
Not that I'm not going to give you any spoilers.
Sure. No.
Me losing weight is kind of indicative that I didn't do too bad.
Right.
But for me, I've always gone against the flow. I always go upstream. If somebody tells me not to do something, chances are I'm actually going to do that one thing I'm not supposed to do.
And that's why you're one of the favorites, if not the favorite.
I think so.
Fair enough.
Good enough.
P on CBS, LOL.
What did you say?
P on CBS.
P on CBS.
That's
somebody
good.
asked me today. I was in a board meeting with the symphony, and this new doctor she's new to the board. She's from Pacific Palisades or Palos Verde Estate, whichever one didn't burn up. And so she's up here. She said, she was like, what do you get for syndication? I said, nothing extra. She was like, what do you get for reruns? I was like, nothing. She was like, wait, really? I said, yeah. And then she said, I have a friend that was not even a famous actor that was on TV 20 years ago, and he's still getting money for reruns. I said, CBS doesn't work like that. We signed a ridiculous contract that no lawyer would have their client sign. And then we have to adhere to it. And even though they get money for showing it on Netflix, and they get money for showing it on Hulu, and they have reruns sometimes even on CBS, we don't see a dime of that. And that's okay. We don't go out there for the money. We go out there for the adventure of it all.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Would that be so? Is it because it's reality TV? Is that how they get around it?
Who knows? But it's contract.
Well, first of all, so like we're not represented by the SGA, the Screen Actors Guild, the SAG, excuse me, SAG. We're not represented by that. So like with any union, the Screen Actors Guild has a lot of clout. So if we were represented by them, it would be a whole different ball game. But because we're reality stars, we're contract employees. It's like a 1099. So they can get away with all kinds of stuff, from no health insurance to no retirement to whatever it is. Like I've been on Survivor. I started this season with 97 days. So even if I got voted out first, that would put me over 100, right?
Wow.
So, I mean, I've been out there for a long time. I've given my body blood, sweat, tears to CBS and Survivor. And
So
they do not care about that at all.
yeah, well, they're they want everybody. I know how these big corporations work. No matter if it's a car company or a internet company or a TV, it's we need to know our place.
I know, right? They like putting you under their thumb. So it is
Yeah.
what it is. But I did have a great experience. It was a great, kind of a victory lap, as people were calling it down there, because I made sure that everybody knew that I was coming out of retirement for this season only. And then, this was going to be it no matter what. Don't call me again. But I will say it was a great time for me to have the Blazer trailered up
Perfect.
to Jimmy James' garage so that you could just work on it without having any type of time crunch. I didn't
Right.
need it. I miss it, but it was like the perfect time for you to take 5-6 weeks and just kind of putter around when you had the free time and to get
Right.
it dialed in.
And I can even change the oil in it, and I'm going to give you some directions on that. And I mean, this thing is it's a cool rig. I mean, I've only driven it 2 or 3 times. I drove it when I first got it all the way to Grangeville back, which is about 18 miles, and I really wanted to get a feel for it. And I pulled into the gas station. Oh, because you left me with no gas, by the way.
Wait, there was no gas in there?
So I get there, and I'm at the gas station, and I got crowds around it, big crowds, and it was like, man, they really dug it. I was like, huh, that's a good sign. Everybody likes the Blazer, that's for sure. So,
Briggs has never missed a season of Survivor.
oh, Briggs, is it Briggs Master?
Yep.
All right, hey Briggs Master, haven't seen you in a while. What's up? What's up? Glad you joined
Thanks
us.
for joining us. Yeah, thanks for joining us. By the way, I didn't know that I left you with no gas, but I was like on the mindset of being on the island. So I apologize about that. I need to think of a really cool license plate, a custom license plate for it. I need for you to be thinking about that.
Okay. It should have
91 Slayer is not cool. The 72 Slayer, that's a good name, right? But we need to come up with a cool one for this one.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with something. We've kicked a few around, but I don't know that I've went, oh yeah, that's it. Like the Slayer, like your black Buick is really cool.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out with that. So
cool. By the way, Jimmy, I don't want to cut you short. I'm supposed to be meeting the family for dinner at 6.
Okay.
And so I'm just saying that so maybe we can look at the Blazer. You can turn it over, whatever you plan on doing for that.
Perfect.
Do it now.
Any other questions real quick?
Classic Car Guy came and said hi. Jason White said hi. There's been a few people that have come in and said hi. Daniel, Kim,
Okay, good.
Kim said hi. So
okay, so
by the way, there's no coach fans on. Chevy fans.
Look at the old elk. Look at that first. So, and right on the side of it, it says single barrel, and it says, I love what it says on the bottom of it. It says Dragon Slayer single barrel. Is that cool? And I have one, and it's good stuff.
Love it.
Yeah.
Dude, there's only 175 bottles of that ever made. Ever.
Really?
Actually one barrel. This one right here. That barrel right there.
Yeah.
That's what it came out of. And there's only 175 bottles in existence.
Yeah, that's cool. And then I love the little elk horn on top of it and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
It's a neat setup. I really like it. All right, let's look at the Blazer. Enough of me. So let's check her out. So there it is. Does it look the same? And then
that thing's got a great stance, man. I love the lift on it.
It really does. You know, it's the right color with the right wheels and all that. It just looks good. The tires and just the whole scenario of it. But let me pop the hood. The most important part still looks same inside. Hasn't changed much. What we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
All right, let's pop the hood. So, have you seen my 55 before?
I actually was looking in the background at all three of those vehicles.
So that's my 55. That's the Pontiac Safari that's got pushed to the back, and that's Willie Bob. That's the first vehicle I ever drove.
Whoa. Wait, what are you doing with that? Go back. Nope. I don't want to see that. Jimmy, go back the other way.
This way?
Keep going. No, yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. No, keep going to your other way. I want to see that other one in the background.
That's
What's
Pontiac
that?
Safari. Yeah.
Dude, can I have that? I want to buy that from you.
Extremely rare. It's a Pontiac Nomad, basically what it is. There's only 300 in existence, and I have one right here, rust free.
Oh, so you're not going to sell that to me if you fix it up, are you?
You know, we can work something out, I'm sure.
Dude, I love that.
It's a cool car.
Holy cow.
So it's basically a Nomad made by Pontiac. It's 1956. I already got the new steel wheels there for it. All of the trim is in the back of this thing. It has the original. Watch out! But it has the original interior still in it. I bought it off the original owner.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Dude, if you fix that up and you want to sell it or what, man, that's cool, dude.
Well, we can definitely talk about it. So I didn't know you didn't know.
Sorry, I had to. You distracted me there, man.
I didn't know you knew. Didn't know I bought that.
No, I didn't know.
So I've had that before. I bought it back. So here's what we did to the Slayer, or not the Slayer, to the Blazer. We took and we moved. Let me get a step stool here, because I'm
dude, I need a step stool with that thing, man.
Oh, and this thing has all the chrome on the back. Also, all those chrome strips.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking awesome, dude.
And there's the LS motor for it. It's got an LS.
Dude, come on, man. You gonna text me? See, you gonna text me what you want for that when you get it all fixed up?
Okay. So now step stool here. So what we did was right down in here, all of the new wires, they come right across the top here, and then they find their little home. And I put all those 1200 degree ends on them so you won't burn the ends up again. The fuel lines come out here and it has a return, and they just had this thing kind of sitting here. So I rerouted all the fuel lines so they're nice and straight. Put the right fuel.
You're a master at that, man. You're a master at doing that.
There's your adjustment. If you have any issues, that's going to be at 4 pounds, and it's adjustment right here. So this is an older unit. It shouldn't go bad, but you just never know. And that's the new air cleaner, which matches the valve cover.
Great. Looks friggin' great, man.
So that's the basic plan of it. You had a bad radiator cap, so I put a new one in. This little thing was broke. Other than that, pretty easy stuff. Somebody's already retrofitted the air conditioning, so it's all in place, and that thing's been sealed. So you would just have to buy a pump right there and go where that part is. It would bolt in, and you just charge it. So if you ever decide you want to run air conditioning. Oh, and then the headlights fixed. I got the headlights.
Amazing.
You wouldn't believe what that was entailed. But let's see if it still works. Moment of truth. Ha! It works.
There you go.
It's the same headlight.
That's awesome.
It had a bad connection. I went to go buy a new headlight for it, pulled it out, thought, well, I'll take it in with me, and get the new headlight. And I looked, I thought, I think it doesn't look like it's touching. So at some point, whenever somebody took the grill apart, because they had it apart at one point, painting it or whatever, they didn't put it back in and the wire pulled out of it. So I then put the wire back in, plugged it in, and I went, well, let's see what it does. Boom, come on. I'm like, well, we're not going to buy a new headlight. So little things like that. And we're good to go.
Dude, she looks great, man. I appreciate you so much, brother.
All right. All good. No problem. My pleasure. My pleasure. So when you get crowned the champ, maybe everybody will come look at your blazer.
There you go.
All right. Well, there we go. We're good. Well, we got all sorts of questions on there. Oh, Tori's been deleting them. We got somebody said, Daniel said, Jimmy, what's up? Okay, what's up? P on CBS. That's pretty good. Hello. Let's see. Awesome Jeep in the background. Yeah, that's a pretty cool Jeep. You know the story of the Jeep, right, Ben?
Yeah, you told me. Dude, there's no Coach fans. They're all Jimmy fans. That says a lot for you, brother.
Hey, I don't know about all that, but who knows? It happens. Tori has been working with our friends at Bar 46. And he's been my friend for 35 plus years. And she's been helping him on his YouTube. And she just did how many views?
It's 1,200,000.
1,300,000.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
It went crazy. And he blew right past me. And we were laughing. We were with him today. And we were laughing about it. So this thing has some really neat stuff to it. Like they put gun stocks for where the window goes down. And it's worn out. So what I did, I went on our local eBay and I bought new gun stocks.
Oh, there you go.
Used ones. And they're going to go right in place like so. And then the best part of it is my grandson's named Remington. And both of them says Remington on them.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
So kind of fun stuff. This Jeep is more nostalgic than anything. It's the first vehicle I ever drove in my life.
I know, that's awesome, actually.
Yeah. So, it's not an extreme value deal. It's the family wanted me to get it running and wanted me to take the kids in it. And, kind of like what you do with that. Get that thing running good, put the kids in the back of it and all that. So there we go. And I used to in the 70s, you're a 70s kid. You know what it's like.
Master says he's a huge Coach fan, currently about 335 pounds.
There you go. See, there's a huge Coach fan now.
Okay, there you go. Listen, coconut water only. I've gained too much weight since I've been back. I'm actually going on the coconut water diet starting tomorrow, 5 days.
Okay.
Anyway, Jimmy, I got to run, my man. Everybody's waiting for me for dinner.
All right. Hey,
Love
thanks
and
for
respect.
joining me on this.
Thank you so much, man.
Hey, one other thing you could do just before you go. That could say Idaho back there. You know that, right?
I know, man. We need to come up with a cool name. If you come up with a cool name in the next 24 hours, I'm just gonna fly in. Literally, dude, it's Fair Week this next week.
Yeah.
How far are you from Boise?
Oh, Boise's a ways. Boise's 200 miles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, how would I get to you?
We're closer to Spokane.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You meet me in Spokane. We go to the DMV.
Hey. We just go to Spokane, drive a recorder lane.
Oh, there you go. That's true.
All right, we'll talk.
All right, man. I'll shoot you a message,
All right,
brother.
sounds good. Hey, say hi to your family.
Okay. I will, man. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Peace.
All right. See ya.
All right, so I am still on live. There we go. So now I'm on live, and I now can read the comments. My stuff is backwards, but it's only because we had camera difficulty today. So that's what we had going. Now, it is what it is. We made it happen. We worked it out. Briggsmaster 63, I am a huge Coach fan. currently about 335 lbs LOL.
We read that one.
Yeah, I heard you read it. So, but yeah, I know I need some coconut water. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm sure glad Ben joined us today. Ben and I are friends, and he was gone on the beach. We won't mention the place he was. I don't want to get him in trouble. So he left the Blazer here. We went and picked it up, brought it up here. He lives quite a ways from me now. Used to live in the next town over, real close, but now since we moved to Idaho, he's quite a ways away. But still stay in contact with him and talk to him all the time. And I worked on his '72 Buick, which we didn't really get into. And on that Buick, it run really rough, and it just needed some help. And I by no means am a master, whatever. I just know what old cars are like, and I know the nostalgic of them, and I know the feeling of them, and I knew he wanted that feel to it. He wanted to have that '70s vibe, which it did, and I didn't want to ruin that. And so when I when he put me in on the car, he was open. He's like, you do what you do what you do. And so I popped the hood on it, and it was a grease ball, just a not very well done. The exhaust was terrible, and I mean terrible. Like I've never seen anything as bad as this exhaust. It was a it was a mafia car that they did for not the mafia, but video game car, and they used it, and cameras were mounted in it, and all that. Anyways, kind of a semi-famous car, but they didn't do anything to help this thing at all performance-wise. So let's see, Briggs Master. Let's see, just a lot of vigorous exercise in the shop over the last year. I dropped over 100 pounds. Oh, good. That's cool. I was down 38 at one point, and I'm probably down about 25, 30. So um, that's good. A lot of vigorous exercise. That'll do it. Good for you. That's really, really cool. That is great to hear. So we need Briggs Master around a little bit longer and, nice and thin. So, anyways, back to Ben's little deal. I changed the carburetor. Had a crappy car. In fact, I got the carburetor sitting over here. I don't know what to do with it. I'm gonna throw it in the trash. I think it had the old Quadra junk on it, and they're fine when they're good. Um, but I wanted it so almost anybody can work on it if he's in Strand or something. So I put an Edelbrock on there. Edelbrock is probably the simplest, easiest carburetor on earth. Um, Almost a trained monkey could put it together. That's kind of the complaint of them. Basically, is they're kind of barbaric, but they look good and they run pretty solid. Um, he's not putting the car on the dyno, so we're not trying to get every ounce of horsepower. You don't need to be a Holly tech, and Hollies are a little complicated, of course, to um, guys that know carburetors. A Holly's not complicated at all, but to the normal everyday, and it's kind of hard to find people on carburetors anymore. So, I mean, my 57 or 55 has a Holly on it, but for this, I thought, or for that Buick, I thought that's the way to go. Put an AVS2 on it and put a different intake manifold on it, put aluminum intake. We put a set of chrome headers on there because it was just that '70s. Put chrome headers, make them turn blue. I painted the block red. We then it had like an air conditioning pad on it, but the car didn't have air conditioning in it. It was weird. So I cut the brackets and ground them all down, and I painted all the brackets on there that were aluminum. I repainted them aluminum, and then I did the valve covers in red. And we couldn't find. We had a set of stock valve covers ordered. They never would come in. Set of really nice Buick aluminum ones. Is it a powerhouse? Nope. It's got freeway gears in it, so it's never going to be a tire burning machine. But does it go down the road? Yeah, push it down the road. Sounds great. Got a lot of power. I mean, it runs good. It runs exactly how it should run. If we put set of heads on it and put a big cam in it, yeah, it would really run good. But for the basic setup of it, it was good. It was real good. And I did it 4 years ago or something. He hasn't touched it since. Got the timing set perfect. I'm gonna put an HEI distributor in it. I just made it so it was a basic build of reliability, and we had a little performance. Put Black Widow mufflers on it with the crossover and everything, and we had the side exits in front of of the rear tires. I put like a horn on it, so it sounds really wicked. That's what Black Widow mufflers will do. That they'll make a stock car sound like it's gonna tear the tires off it, and it is. It really sounds when that car comes pulling. It's black. It's got big tires all the way around it. It's got BFGs on it with black wheels, and it's lifted up with air shocks on it, and they've redone it because it was the movie or the car, whatever kind of car you want to call it. And then Chris Fisher, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? We just had Ben on here. Coach Wade was just on here from Survivor fame, and we did the first half hour, 45 minutes. It was going to be longer, but I had a delay in getting this thing going, so now I'm on my phone because camera stuff wouldn't work. So, and I had to get him on there because I only had a limited amount of time. But it, yeah, I put those Black Widow mufflers on it, made that thing wicked sounding. So it looks tough. It's wicked sound. It has different tail lights in the back of it. It has a different grill. It's a Mad Max looking car. It's got a big scoop on the front of it. It's jet black with dark charcoal silver deck stripes on it, and it's got chrome on the wheels, but the centers are black with the BFGs with the white letters. And I forget the size. I don't know if they might be 295s. They're big. They're big tires. And then could be a 255, but I think it's 295s. And the fronts are like 225, 235. So it just looks 1,000,000% like it just stepped out of the 70s. I mean, it's a cool look, and he gets big crowds around that car because it's different, but it's not like crazy different. He gets people like, is it a Chevelle? Is it a Nova? What is it exactly? They know, they've seen it. It really looks Chevelle-ish because it has the 69 kind of window in the back on the rear window. But yeah, it's a cool car. And then now we got his Blazer here, and it's going back to him this next week, end of the week. And that's what we got going with that. So again, thanks, Ben. If you watch this again, appreciate you coming on. Sorry. You got the respect of Coach. I gotta call you that because anybody that has a 900 winning percentage in the NCAA as a coach deserves the respect of being called Coach. I called you Ben, but Coach is what it is. Coach, Coach, Coach. It'll be tough to get it over it, but forgive me if I keep calling you Ben, Coach. So, anyways, classic. That's Chris Fisher. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Thank you for coming on the live. Like I said, we had old Ben Wade on there earlier, Coach Ben Wade of Survivor fame, and it was awesome to have him on there. I mean, boy, Ben looks skinny, doesn't he, Tori?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he lost a lot of weight. He must have been there a while. He couldn't give any spoilers. He couldn't do any of that stuff. He couldn't do anything. He just said he did well and he enjoyed his time. So he gave a very generic answer. And but looking at him, he didn't eat much. So that just tells me when you don't eat much, you must have done pretty good. So because he looked like he looked pretty good where he left. He looked, like put on a few lbs and
He's got a couple of fasts though.
yeah, he's done. I think he practiced to get, but he looked healthy. There wasn't overweight by no means. Ben's never overweight. I don't think Ben's been overweight in day in his life. Coach hasn't been overweight in day in his life. So, yeah, he definitely lost some lbs, no doubt about it. No doubt. So, and then I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen this, but I have acquired a new vehicle. It is a Jeep. Got the old Willys. Hello. What kind of engine do you think it has in it? It's the high hood, the 3B. So the 3B has a different engine in it. Let's see. You guys want to see what kind of engine it is? Let me flip this thing around. So the 3B has a different engine in it. And I've already waxed this side. As you can see, it shined right up compared to that. So it's looking good. But let's take a look what the 3B has in it. The 3B is different. Oh, that one's got a small block Chevy in it. Look at that. A 265 Chevrolet V8. It's been in here since 1961. I know that for a fact because my father, who is still on the good side of the grass, as he'll say, he's about the only guy left in our family and extended family that really has a lot of information on this thing. The rest of us were just children or kids when this thing was entertaining the crap out of us. Like Richie, him and I are the same exact age. I got a few months on him, but other than that, we're the same age. And then, Randy is a little, younger, and my brother John's a little younger. So that's what we have to go on. And Shirley, she just likes Jeeps, and it was been the Jeep. She doesn't have a whole lot of information on it. She knows where it's been. And then since Bob had passed, it's been sitting. And so now I'm going to get it together. Like my dad said, this used to load bombs. World War II stuff, Vietnam, Korea, putting bombs on the planes. That's what this winch come off of. Another gentleman said these are also winches off of Caterpillar, blades, dozer type winches. And my research says they use basically the same winch for both of them. So, yeah, who really knows? My dad said it's off of. He said the best he can remember is when he got it. It was off of a aircraft in McClellan Air Force Base, and Mather and all that was in Sacramento, where this thing's from. So they had a lot of aircraft there. So it makes sense that it's a what my dad said it was. But like he said, he goes, it was 1961 when they put this thing together. So he goes, I don't really know. He goes, I was just out of high school, 61 to 63. Right in there is when this thing when it was totally built. So he said it is a 265 in there. Like I said, it has that winch on it. They built the bumper. The neat thing is it has a really cool tow bar on it. That tow bar is really, really cool. It's an A-arm off some kind of a truck or a piece of equipment. I asked my dad what it was. He goes, I don't remember is what he said. I don't remember. He goes, it was off something, and he made a little piece for it, which he did. This is all welded, and you can see it's welded and cut. They added onto the bumper, and it's a heavy-duty thing. There's no doubt about that. The screen guard, what is that off of? Who knows? That was a thing they did back then. You can buy them, actually, but that's off some kind of, I don't know, some kind of truck, some kind of refrigeration unit, something it was off of, but it's pretty cool. They put a hydraulic slave cylinder for the clutch, and the brake is up on the firewall. So they moved all that up here along with the wiring. Now, Bob wanted to move the wiring forever, but it always worked, so he never really messed with it. He wasn't liking how this was. Bob was a mechanic, and it wasn't his to his liking, but it worked well, and he just never got around to fixing it. So that has to be addressed at some point. Everything works right now. So as of right now, everything's working just fine. So it's got windshield wipers in it, and it has a bunch of cool stuff. So it's going to be a total nostalgic build. I'm going to build it just like it was when I was a kid. Richie and I went in the Rubicon in the early 70s in this thing, and it was a special kind of vehicle to us. So this is a Cadillac seat. That's the best we can remember. It measures about what a Cadillac was. It has these chrome pieces on the side. It's a pretty tight fit, but I'll be honest with you, either I need to lose weight or do something, because I think I want to keep it, because it's just so nostalgic. I remember it in here forever. It's got the center console that flips down, I was thinking another couple things I could do is maybe change the steering wheel in it, and then get a smaller steering wheel so my legs don't hit right here, because look how small it is. It's like hard to get your legs in there and hard to get your feet on the pedals. So that'll be something I'll have to look into. Some of the things they did to this thing were cool. When he repainted it in the mid 70s, he put these little labels all over it. Not that was a present from a person I know. I bought these, so I bought two of them where the gun racks go. So, and you'd say, oh, that's what you're gonna do with them? Nope, we're gonna put them back on the hood, because this thing was kind of a stunner, and they put those on the hood back then. It was kind of different, and they had the little leather leash to hold the window down, and they did the gun stock. So we're going to do that. We're going to replace that because this one's a little bit worn. It's kind of falling apart. So I'm going to have to redo that. So I bought two gun stocks. Let's see. It has the overdrive in it. It has the GM Chevrolet radio in there that works. The seat was up on the. It's funny where the seat was. I used to sit right there where that buffing wheel is and the wax. Well, that's what it looks like. It's a definitely. I can see right now. I can look in there and see old Grandpa Rudy sitting in this thing, barking at all of us to get in the Jeep to go back to eat lunch or to go, pick up a deer or things like that. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So I don't know if you have any questions about it. I'm going to do a video on this Jeep. It's going to have some questions about tires and things of that nature. Um, yeah, it's going to be kind of cool. I was hoping to get it done today, but it didn't happen. We were doing things today up at farmers market, helping some friends do some selling, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. I mean, I remember building that seat. I remember they wanted us up higher because we were sitting down in there, and they needed to get more people in it. So we used to get, and this is no fairy tale. This is the actual 1,000,000% truth. Is we would do like Grandpa Rudy. Somebody would sit there like Angelo or something, my dad, and then Bob, whose Jeep this is. Uncle Bob would be standing up here. He was ready to go. Uncle Bob was a walking guy, and he was always up in it. If Grandpa Rudy was there, Bob was in the back standing up. And then like my brother John and Randy would be there, and Richie'd be over there, and I'd be here, and that's just how we rolled. And we would go everywhere in this thing, up hunting up on the ranch. And then when I was a kid, yeah, I got to drive it. That was the first car I ever drove. So the plan is they put it in my hands, and my goal is to get it running. And so all of our grandkids in my family, extended family, all of us can enjoy it the way we enjoyed it. This thing, like I said, it may not be much to some people. It's a nice Jeep. Don't get me wrong. It's a 3B, 53 3B with a small block in it and front and rear lockers. It's pretty cool. Especially if you're a Jeep guy. It's really, really cool. But there's so much nostalgic in this. I've already had a couple people say, hey, you want to sell that thing? And the answer would be not no, but hell no. That car is not being sold ever. My job is to get it running so our family can enjoy it. And then maybe years to come, the next generation will do it and get it running and keep it running and just enjoy it like we enjoy it. So that is the plan. Oh, Chris, no, it's a 265 V8. So it's a 1956 265 V8 in there. It has a remote oil filter on it. It's been in there since 61. So that's when they put this together. That's when the Uncle Bill put it together, which was Bob's uncle. And we've called this thing Willie Bob because Willie is kind of short for William or Bill, and it's a Willie. So Willie, and then Bob, because this was Bob's Jeep. So this thing is now called Willie Bob. So whenever we're referring to it, we're going to say, oh, Willie Bob. We took Willie Bob here, took Willie Bob there. Me and Richie and Randy and John will probably refer to it as the old Jeep, but its name is Willie Bob, and the grandkids are going to be calling it Willie Bob, and it's going to be nostalgic for years to come. All you guys out there that have been in these kind of Jeeps, you can see yourself. You can see your Uncle Bob and your grandfather and whoever is sitting in there in old Willie Bob. I'm going to try to keep it as original to Willie Bob as I can. There is things I'll have to fix, and there's things I'll have to change. Like one little thing I'm going to change, like the hood hinge is bent on it. It has this hood's up farther forward, and it's bent right here. You can kind of see where it's kind of pulled away there. The new hinge is $40. It's not going to be painted orange. I'll just paint it black or something. So little things like that. I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to buff it just like I did that hood, the rest of it. The debate is the seat because I can't hardly fit in it. The pedals are really close, so I have to thin it up a little bit. I've been looking at the third row Cadillac seats. Would keep the theme of Cadillac in a Jeep, and it would have seat belts with it. I am going to put the seat belts in it. The debate is whether I keep the seat here like this and put belts on it, or just move it into the body and put the tire underneath. That's kind of where it was before, and then take these off the bumper. So the jury's out on that part. Either way, it will be minor stuff. I got to fix the wink mirror in it because it had a wink mirror, and one of the pieces of glass popped out. Maybe I'll change the windshield. I don't know. My dad actually stepped through the windshield. I was with him. We killed a buck. He was standing up on the hood of this thing, and The window got cracked when he stepped on it after he dropped the deer. The most important thing of that is he killed the deer. So, that's important. So, I may just buy a new wink mirror because you can buy these instead of putting the glass back on and having it come back off. We'll see. Those are little things I'll kind of tackle as I go. Oh, um, and then they say, let's see. I'm gonna catch up on some answers here. Fire. Thank you, Chris. And I'm getting ready to. Is a Jeep Cherokee. Oh, that's cool. I love Jeeps. This is my third Jeep. Two are my own, and I don't want to say this is my Jeep. This is our family Jeep. So I've had two Jeeps, and then now Willie Bob here. So yeah, I'm a big Jeep guy. It's been a while since I've owned one. Let's see. And then is that a CJ? So it's a CJ 3B. And what the difference in the 3B is, it's about that much from here to here. So if you look at it from the side, these headlights would be down in here, and this clearance light would be way down here, and the hood would be, I want to say it's like 4 to 5 inches higher on the 3B. So this is the high hood. And they built them in the 40s. And then in 53, when this thing they come out with a high hood because the way the engine was designed, it had a couple valves in the head, which raised it up. So they raised the hood on this thing. And 3Bs were considered kind of the ugly duckling of Jeeps for a long time. Well, they're not the ugly duckling anymore. They're kind of sought after now because of the high hood. They look more aggressive. They already look kind of jacked up. This thing hasn't been lifted at all. And it's, with that 3B hood on it, it's cool looking. The hood and the dash is higher. If you look at a regular Jeep, you can kind of see where they've added them right here. From here to here, that's all added. So this would have come down to here and then down. And then the dash would have been down. So you sit way up different. It's totally different than a CJ2A and a 3A. And then you go to CJ5s, which doesn't have this little step here. The fender's not flat no more. And the hood comes at an angle like this. And then the fenders curl over in the front of the CJ5s. And the CJ5 stayed around forever. And then I don't remember what year the CJ7 come out, but they opened this up and they basically hooked it like this and then lengthened the Jeep back. So right where that gas tank would have been better access getting in it, was hooked down like here and then this way. And then it was extended another, I'm not a Jeep expert, but 6-7 inches. It was quite a bit. So that's what we got with the Jeep. So that is the next project. Actually, I got another project coming. The Jeep's gonna have to back up again because I had Ben's Blazer here. And then now I got to get it on the road because that's my goal. I'm going to buy tires for it. As you can see, those tires are kind of shot. Another debate on it. Do I just clean the wheels up or do I repaint them? Let me know what you guys think on that. Because, it still has that patina. I can clean most of that up with a little Comet wash, and I can put a little buffing wheel on it, clean them all up, and still get those pinstripes out of there. Because these were bought in the mid-70s, these wheels. I think it just had straight steel wheels on it. But yes, the question was, what motor does it have? It has a 265 Chevrolet V8 with the overdrive. And it was built in 61. So let me put this back up. So there we go. And that's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to come in and pull the valve covers off. I'm going to clean all this up and get it all looking good. It's been sitting for a long time now. So I did put the Optima in there, make sure everything worked as it should, even the horn blows. So yeah, it works good. Somebody's added the heater to it. Not somebody. Uncle Bill added the heater to it. I'm going to put electronic ignition in it. It's already 12 volts. I'm going to put new belts in it. The water pump leaks. Whether I do much more to it, I'm going to do a compression check, see where we're at. Make sure we're solid inside. I'll put new plug wires, new spark plugs, new oil change, that kind of stuff. It's a 265. So that's Chevrolet is its first V8. And it runs good. It's the first car I ever drove. So is it my first car? No. Is it the first car I ever drove? Yep. So it kind of feels like my first car. It really does. I have more memories in this than I can't replace. I mean, let's face it, that Jeep, we went out in it, and I don't want to talk out of turn or make up a story or make it bigger than it is, but I probably was in this vehicle, I don't know, hundreds of times every weekend for up at the ranch deer hunting for 7 weeks a year. So 7 weekends in a year, and I was in it every single Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, morning and evening. So, and then when I stayed the night at Richie and Randy's house and Shirley and Bob's, we go somewhere, we would jump in the Jeep once in a while. I remember going to the bowling alley in it. I mean, it was kind of an icon. It was a stunner in the 70s. It had the wagon wheels on it and had the white leather tires and had the high hood and it was orange and it was all shiny and perfect. And yeah, it was a pretty neat little rig. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then I say you seal the patina. So I'm going to polish it with so I've done a lot of patina cars. I had a 56 wagon that was 100% original paint. I just sold to a guy in LA. And I'm a patina kind of guy. So this is right up my alley. So what I'm going to do, I've already done it to this little spot one time. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to buff it up and get it all shiny. And then I'm going to put a coat of wax on it. And then once a year, I'm going to keep waxing it so it doesn't go bad. It's going to be parked in my shop here. So I'm not too worried about it. You can see where I have not touched any of this. So every little ding and dent, like this, it's all shiny and nice and smooth and just like, it's a little dusty. I did it a week ago, but yeah, no, it turned out good. So that will be the plan. Let me get a towel here. But so yes, that is the plan. Not going to paint it. Not going to do anything to it, other than just clean it up and fix what needs to be cleaned. Yeah, you can see how nice and smooth and shiny it is. And look at the hood over here. That really shows you what it was. A real difference in the two. God, how much dust is on this thing? So we talked about this earlier today. I'll mention it again. These are gun stocks. They were something everybody talked about all the time we go to places. They're like, that's gun stocks on there. As you can see, they're worn out. That one's not too bad, but it's still pretty worn. The wood's all coming apart on them. So I went on the local eBay, and you won't believe what I bought. I bought two, not one, but two gun stocks. And those are going to be cut, and I'm going to put a little spar varnish on them. Cut them exact same thing, and they're going to get bolted on there like the old ones were. These look like they're maybe a hair bigger than the other ones, but they both match. They're both used, which what I wanted. And my middle grandson, is named, wait for it, Remington. So now he's going to have Remington on there. I think that's cool. So that's a project I got to do here the next week or two. I was able to find them on eBay. Again, got to figure out what to do with the Cadillac seat. If I just want to fix it because it's all ripped up. It is really tight in here. It is so tight with the steering wheel. Like I said, my legs, as you can see, kind of got to go around it with the pedals that are put on the floorboard. It makes it tight. I don't know if you can kind of tell in pictures, but I get in it, my legs are in here trying to get to the clutch and the brake, and it's a little dangerous. So I might have to maybe move it back a little bit. I don't know. I asked my dad, I go, how do we drive this thing in the 70s? He's like, we're in the 70s. We didn't think about it. We just got in and drove it. The other option is a third row seat from a Cadillac, because that's a Cadillac seat, which would still give the Cadillac, feel and the idea of it, but would have seat belts. So I'm gonna put seat belts in it, obviously for obvious reasons. That's one thing I will change. Yes, sir. That's cool. Well, thank you. Will look good. Okay. How did the old Chevy car come along? It's done. Fires up, runs good. I do have to wash. I never did wash it. It is so filthy. I left the damn cover off it and it got all dirty. And so I'm going to have to pull it out and wash it. But let's see how it looks. I think it looks pretty good. So that's the look of it. And then I got the CVF water pump and serpentine belt pulleys on it. I got the heads all polished on the front. Repainted the intake manifold and the valve covers from black. Put that little different air cleaner on to kind of match the motif of it. Not real happy with that breather. It was on there. It'll stay on there for now, I guess. But I put a 1-inch spacer on it. Port matched all the intake to it. Not much else needed to be done to it. I gotta get up and hook up. The vacuum line for the transmission fell off. I saw it laying down there. So, and I see I gotta put it back there. It just popped off. Other than that, it fires right up and starts and runs. It runs good. Now I just gotta wash it. And then I want to clean up some of this next. I'm going to keep working on it, get it kind of a little more sanitary for over the years. But yeah, there it is. And let's see. Badass Chevy. Thank you, John. Or Joe. Thank you, Joe. My 6.6 Buick Skylark Sports Coupe doesn't have a tilt steering wheel. It's tight fit. I know that's the thing and on that Jeep, I'll probably just buy so that's the other thing. I can kind of leave it all, get the seat reupholstered, and then just put a tilt column in it. Because I do have plenty of room between the gun rack here. Where it tilted up, my feet would be out of the way. I could figure out a way to move it back another inch or two, and then, because I do have room here where the latch is. So there is some room back there. So I can get it another inch or so. Maybe notch the seat when they upholster it. I don't know. So I could probably do that, and that would probably be the best to keep the nostalgia feel of it. Me looking over and seeing Grandpa Rudy sitting in it. So that's kind of a thought. The straight six, the one that was locked up. Oh yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, no, it's running. It's not running again. I just pulled it out, but yeah, it runs. I'm gonna probably sell it. It's sitting right outside here, sitting right there. So I moved it out to get Ben's Blazer. Got it all polished up. I'm gonna sell it. I just got too many things between that and the Pontiac Safari. I still got the drink truck. I just got too much. In fact, I sold the donor truck for the Pontiac with the 6.0 on it yesterday. Buick Skylark are nice cars. They sure are nice cars. There's so much room underneath the hood still. Yep. Yeah, that's a fact. That's true. The other thing I'm going to do to this, I'm going to put the CB radio back in it with a CB antenna. It's broke off, so I got to get a CB antenna, which is kind of cool. How much do I want for it? I don't know yet, but probably not much more than I'm into it for. So I'm into it right at I'm into it about $6,800. So probably at $7,000, I'll be asking for it. I said I'll add up the receipts and I can make a couple $100 on it, and then somebody can get a deal on it to be good. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to sell it. It's a clean car. It needs floorboards in it. Both floorboards are kind of rotted out in the front. Only two small little spots. It needs to be patched. The rear part's fine. The trunk's fine. There's no rust on the car itself. None of the rockers are rotted out. None of the quarters are rotted. Here, I'll go look. I'll show you. Chickens come in here and pooped in my garage. So hopefully I don't lose your service out here. But we'll look. So as you can see, the truck is now gone. Just the remnants of it. But yeah, the quarters are all really good in it. Super solid. I do have the fender skirts and the spare tire and all that. I was just buffing it up there, sitting in there on the shop. So I put the fender skirts back on it. But as you can tell, there's just zero rot in it all along it. The only place it has it is in the floorboard, right in here. So you got to pull it out and see it. But still has the original interior in it. The glove box fell down. I don't know what's up with that, but original owner's manual. It needs to be cleaned up in here. Obviously, I just haven't touched it. Yeah, the door's shut perfect. I said there is no rust in it. Bumpers are all good and straight. Just never been touched. It's a cool car. Let's take another look here. Yeah, there she be. Still 6-volt. There it is. I said I got it running. I don't know if it'll run again now. So it's got a new battery. I'm gonna fix the spring on that. Just some basic stuff. There's my starter switch. You just start it from the outside because I do it by myself out here. Let's see. Yeah, it's like I said, you can see it all, how clean it really is. That's all the quarters. Like I said, it's got brand new tires on it, all balanced and ready to go. You know, all the bumper here, and all this is clean. I don't have the key. The keys are in it, so I think they're in it. So otherwise, I'd pop the trunk, but trunk's good too. Yeah, all the windows. So a lot of times you got to look around the windows, make sure there's no rot in it. You know, it's solid as a rock. Windshield's another good place to look. You know, all this is good. All good in here. All that's good. So, you know, there's something like, I don't know, there's a little bit of probably where that lead thing's in it, you know, where they seam them. But otherwise, it's straight as an arrow. No dents in it, no nothing. You can kind of see down it. It's a straight rig. Definitely straight. I think this thing on bags with an LS in it would be killer. And I have the stock caps for it. They're all good. Yeah, so I mean, it has something like right here, but it's not rust. Paint just kind of coming off. And then in here, they're all good. All this is good. Package tray is all good. All that's all good. Good. So even right here like this, all good. That's why I bought it, because it's just a good car. I wasn't in the market for it. Couldn't pass it up. I really like it, but it's like, holy crap, how many projects do I need? And my bride's like, you know, why do we have all these cars? A car lot. And we have beautiful scenery here, and we have animals, and I pull cars out and they sit out here for a few days. I rotate them back in. I don't like to leave cars out, obviously. But then I'm full in here when I want to work on something. So now that Ben's car's here, I pull it out, in and out with that car. And then I've been working on this for a couple weeks. So, you know, this is where it goes. So that's kind of what I'm up against. So that'd be the reason I would sell it. And I don't have any attachment to it. So, let's see here. Can you find the floorboard pans? Oh, yeah. So the floorboards, I peck checked them. I think they're $80 a side. They're cheap. Everything on that car is dirt cheap. And that's what I was going to do. In fact, probably what I'll end up doing is bringing it in here, cutting a little section out, putting new floorboards in it, and putting Dynomat in it, and then selling it. Because I'll get a lot more money for it for just a little bit of labor. Then I wouldn't have any real issues. Let's see. Where are we at here? So Joe says, can't wait for it to be done. Me neither. I'm really itching at it. I got another project coming, though. I don't know if it's public knowledge yet, but I'm going to work. I think it's a 63 we're going to get running for a 16-year-old kid, a good friend of mine. We're going to get it running, and it's his first car, and we're going to put it in here. It kind of wasn't planning on it, didn't want to do it, and then he hit me up, and he's a good friend, and it needs to be done, and I'm definitely going to do it, and you know, love every minute of it because I like doing that stuff. But the Jeep has to back up just a little bit because it was next. It was going to be worked on like next. I may get a little bit of work done on it this week before the truck shows. Let's see. Where are you from? I'm in north central Idaho, but I do travel to California constantly. I do go to Reno, Nevada, and Spokane, Washington. We're up around, so we're kind of out and about quite a bit. And I do have a car trailer. So let's see. And yes, you can find the floor pans. Just type in 53 Chevy. They're all over the internet. So, and then low torque. Yeah. Yep. Chris, I have a 283 and a 5-speed to put in it. That's cool. That's really cool. I was going to put that 5.3 in it, the LS with a carburetor on it. But now I'll just put the LS in the Safari. And then heck yeah, my grandson Braxton says hi. What's up? What's up? What's up, Braxton? I hope you're into cars. I love the patina. You know, that car has freaking awesome patina. Nothing like a buffing wheel and a little bit of wax on it, and just keep it out of the weather. And if you do get it in the weather, just wipe it off. Um, keep it indoors or put a cover on it and just keep lots of wax on it. And it'll last forever. The only reason it has any on the floors is because it got water in there, just sat on the carpet. Otherwise, it wouldn't have had anything. It wouldn't have been a problem. In fact, I thought they were solid when I bought it. And I got in it, and then I started moving around, and I pushed through them, and I'm like, "Oh, there's some weak spot," and I got underneath it and was able to push it. Um, to be honest with you, I could have just been a a jerk off about it and kind of covered it up, but they just need to replace it. It's so cheap and easy. Pull the seat out, pull the carpet out of it, put $150 worth of floors in it, another $50 or $100 in dynamatting for it, carpet back on it. I mean, it's done right, done good forever, and it just doesn't cost that much. So I'm in Pennsylvania. Oh, so you got rust stuff, yeah. So this for Pennsylvania will be the almost rust free. Here on the West Coast, it's got a little bit on the floorboards. We buy floorboard rust cars all the time. We try to stay away from anything around the windows and doors, and that always wreaks havoc. But putting a little floorboard on the left side and the right side, no big deal. My wagon I had that. We had to replace 3 of them on it, and they were probably about a foot square. I don't know exactly how big this square is. I don't have the carpet out of it yet, but I can tell it's solid. It's probably on each side. I know on the passenger side I got the best look at, and it's probably about a foot by about a foot on it. I would clean up more of it. They come full floor pans, so they come with a big piece on each side. Not a full floor pan, but the saddles on each side on each well. You can buy each individual, and I would just probably cut it out and put. I'd figure out with an ice pick, figure out where it's starting to save. It just had the water sitting on it, so it didn't really rust through the car. So yeah, but it has cool patina. Uh, Cool patina is hard to find because I am an anti-fake patina guy. 99% of the vehicles I see that have been repaired and fake patina and all that, I just almost want to throw up. I don't like them. If you have one like that, okay, and you love it, that's great. Not for me. Not my cup of tea. It's not what I like. I like patina. I love patina, and I love real patina. That's where I'm struggling with my Safari. It doesn't have real patina on it, but it might end up getting paint because of it. So, and then 223 DMR. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? I'm glad you could join us. We had Coach Ben Wade on. We did a dual thing, and he was from Survivor fame, and he's a 900% winning NCAA coach, and that's where he got the name Coach. And he's been on Survivor 4 times, just got back. So he was on. I got his blazer here. So that's what I was talking to him about. And on his channel and my channel, kind of joined forces, and um, we threw it all up. It was pretty cool. So I am amazing, and I'm glad to hear that you're good. Hope everything's good with you, and hope you're all good. And as you say, um, yeah, it's great to hear that you're good. That's awesome. I think good is good. And then 223, Chris said, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, we're just sitting here talking about vehicles. And there's my 55. It's dirty, dirty, dirty 55. We should call it dirty. We call it bluey, but we should call it dirty. It's a cool car. But there's a lot of nostalgia in that Jeep right there. That bad boy is definitely had a lot of miles with me in it. That's for sure. Some things were legal, some things weren't. What I love about it is we mounted that seat. I remember when we did it. I mean, we didn't do it. I just sat there and watched. We wanted to get it up high and out of the center. You can throw a deer in there or people can stand in it. And we put that thing up there off the back of the tailgate. So you go down the freeway, not necessarily, highway. You go highway, go down the highway in it, sitting on there holding a gun and baseball hat on backwards, flying down the road. We did it a lot. And I just think about it, how much today they would freak out if they saw that. But, us kids that are born in the 60s, grew up in the 70s, we're a little different breed, I think. I didn't realize at the time we were a different breed, but apparently we were. Apparently we did things a little bit different and spent a lot of time in that Jeep. So And then Chris, good evening. Okay, 223. We're about to put a 350 in my boy's square body Chevy. Well, that's a square body Chevy with a 350 in it, that Coach bought, and it run like crap. It was having all sorts of issues in it. Somebody took the injection off because this is a 91, and they put a carburetor on it, which I put I don't know if you can see it, but I put a phenolic spacer under it. I rerouted the fuel lines. They were laying on the valve cover, and they had the fuel regulator, and so they had another filter here and all that. I ended up putting the regulator up front where you can get to it and see it, and it's out of the way. And I got the fuel lines off the valve cover and got them all secured. And then I got it right there, and it's a Mallory with a return line, so it's got a pressure line, a return line, and one to the carburetor, and has electric pump in the back. He doesn't want air conditioning in it. He wasn't too hip, but somebody had wrapped those up and sealed them off, and then put the bypass pulley on it. But it has that 134 in it, or whatever they call that stuff. The retrofit 134A. Yep. So somebody retrofit 134A it. The pump went out. He said don't bother with it. He doesn't use it, so we're gonna leave that. I told him I want to leave the system all intact in case he changes his mind. I did not do the Ziploc bag, but it works. It's got a nice rag in it. It's not all oily or nothing. It seals it up. It's out of the way. It is what it is. So I did put a new air cleaner on it because it had a closed element air cleaner that was a piece of junk. I don't know where it went, but I think it's over here somewhere. But it's all closed off, and yeah, not good. Not good at all. It was had a little heat riser that was stuck on it. So yeah, that's where we were on that. Let's see. It has a 292 in it now. That's kind of cool. Those 292s run pretty good. They don't have a lot of horsepower though. They're pretty torquey, and you can't hardly kill them. But yeah, I go back and forth to 6 cylinders. I'm a small block Chevy guy, so at the end of the day, I'm big into the small block Chevys. I love the LS motors. So both those are my favorites. But there's something about an old 6 cylinder is kind of cool. Yes, I think we're going to use 305 heads. So yeah, it'll bring up the compression on it. I actually had a 72 Blazer that I built, and I put a set of Vortec heads on it, and the 350 that was in there come apart on me. It started losing all the pressure and burning up, and I wasn't the one that built that thing. It was in it when I got it. And I just put the heads on it. I popped those heads off, and I found a 307 with low mileage. Um, great motor. I think I got like 40,000 miles on it. Popped the heads off, popped the oil pan off it, checked all the bearings, checked it. It was great. Thing was in solid condition. We put the Vortec heads on that 305, and that thing freaking run. Everybody talks about how big of a dog the 307s are, and I guess they are with the stock heads on them because they have little peanut ports in them, little tiny valves in it. But the flat top pistons with the small chambered Vortec heads and the intake manifold and set of ported ram's horns on it. It had no problem getting out of his way and got great mileage. It was a great running motor. Before I sold it, I actually sold the motor out of it because it runs so good, but I put a 350 back in it, and then I sold it because I knew that the 307 was going to not going to bring the money, and I knew I could sell the motor out of the 307, buy a pretty stock 350 in it, and it was a kind of just all it was is labor, and I knew I would make good money in it, so that's what I ended up doing. So, but the Vortec heads, I've had a couple of them. They're cheap and they run good. They are hard to beat. They're really hard to beat. In fact, I had another buddy with a 71 Blazer, and he had a 350 in it. He had headers on it and had an intake manifold on it, and it was okay. But we drag raced up a street, and freaking my 307 was probably out in front of him by about 2 fenders. I mean, middle of the doors where his front was. I mean, it pulled out in front of him and stayed right there. And he was just shocked. He's like, I can't believe that little 307 run that good. It did run good. It's a 307. A lot of people don't understand is they compare it to stock trim. So if you have terrible camshaft in, if you have a terrible set of valves, and got a terrible set of heads on, I don't care what born stroke is going to run like crap. They're basically a stroke 283 is what they are. There's a long stroke 283. I think people put a little too much in it, but they got flat top pistons in them. So once you change the cam in it and then put Vortec heads on them, it wakes them right up. Would it go to the drag strip and no. I don't want to get too far of that. I don't want to, I don't want to be kidding anybody. But for a great Blazer that I drove to work and back and went up hunting with it and drove it everywhere, I drove it from California to Idaho, go deer hunting in it. It run freaking perfect. And we had 4 people in it and all our gear. And it went right up the hills, all the hills you pull, 65 miles an hour, no problem. All of it. It was a good running Blazer. Our 350 came out of Suburban, has a throttle body, but we're going to go with the 750. So that's what this had, the throttle body and this square body here. And it doesn't have a lot of power. In fact, my 307 Blazer would have kicked this thing's butt. I mean, it really is. It just didn't have a ton of power. But it runs good, and it won't, it'll go up the hills and it won't have any problem. He doesn't tow anything with it, so it's all good. I think it'll run good. What carburetor are you going to put on it? You said 750. What, are you going to put a Holly on it? Are you going to put Edelbrock, or what are you going to put on it? If it was me, I would look at that AVS. That AVS is a pretty neat carburetor for ease of working on it and good performance and durability and good for off-road and get it on a hill. It seems to run pretty good. Almost anybody can mess with it. They tune real easy. That's something I would look into pretty heavily. Don't. Oh yeah, the Demons are good. I mean, I love Demons, but that's a lot of carburetor for that. That's a big carburetor, and I am a big carburetor guy. I got a big carburetor on that thing. I got the XP Holly on that bad boy. But that's a street strip car. That's a Saturday special. 5,000 stall speed in it, and freaking way you go. I think it's 4,500. 4,500 stall speed. It stalls almost to 5. And it's got the XP Holly and stroker motor and aluminum heads and all that. This, with the Edelbrock in it, runs pretty solid. But if you have it, having it's always a good thing. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Yeah, it should run good. So, yes, it has a high rise intake and some long tube headers. Make sure you put a spacer on it. Make sure you put a phenolic plastic spacer on it. You got to get them off the intake. You don't want to heat that gas up and cause a problem. So it's cheap insurance. They're like $20. They usually come with the bolts. You don't need to buy the $250 spacer. You're not at the drag strip trying to get a couple tenths out of them. So, and then don't get a real tall one. If you can get the 1/2 inch one, great, but no more than 1 inch. And what it does, a lot of people don't understand this, is when the carburetor, all these intakes have dividers in them. And that divider sits right on the carburetor. So basically, each side is only running off 2 of the barrels. When you floor it, you don't have access to all 4 barrels. That's one thing. The other thing is if you lift it too much, you got too much plenum volume, it just kills your bottom end. If you lift it a 1/2 inch, it has enough, it adds a little more plenum volume. It has a little bit more top end power, but it doesn't kill the low end power. And it keeps your gas from boiling and keeps your gas and your carburetor cool. It keeps it performing good. So make sure you do it. It is the one thing I would suggest to spend the money on. Like I said, if you can get it $20-$30, I think at the most. I think Amazon has them. And I would go with the 1/2 inch. If you go with the 1 inch, that's quite a bit of plenum volume. It might hurt some of the bottom end, being a big truck. You're going to want some bottom end. So, oh, yeah, there you go. You got the one off Amazon. That should be fine. There should be no problem with that. That is a huge thing. People do not understand that you got to get them. And they make actual insulators. And General Motors, the factory back in the 70s, when I was around the dealership, a lot of those cars had insulators on them, and they were made of like, uh, they almost look like wood, but they had little plastic inserts for the quadrajet carburetors, and they were about a 1/2 inch thick, and they insulated the carburetors. Everybody had them. So, yeah, it's 3/4 ton. That's cool. Yeah, so stay with the 1/2 inch. If it's an inch, I wouldn't really worry about it. If it has a little bad bottom end, you can probably sell it on Facebook and then buy another. Or if it has a 1 inch, I'd probably be fine. If it happens to be the 1/2 inch, even better. But don't go no 2-inch and things like that. So, and then when you put the spacer on there, you don't have to cut the. And if I'm talking out of turn, all this, that's cool too. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, as I've done so many of them. Then you don't have to run the divider wall down. That's another trick guys will do, is they don't want to create a lot of plenum volume, so they'll do like an insulator, and then they'll cut down the plenum wall, and that provides a little bit more crossover for the dual plane intakes and stuff. So I was going to do it on this 55, but I didn't, and I just put in fact, this has that spacer on. So I took spacer off this, put it on that, and I had a 1-inch spacer that I was going to put on this, and I put it on that. So, and I did it before. So before this showed up, I just put the spacer away. And then Ben says, hey, or coach says, hey, I want you to work on my Blazer. And I went to go buy one. I'm like, oh, I have one. So it was pretty new. So I just put it on there. No problem. Bought some gaskets and on it went. I have not run this in the drags yet, since it's been the 1-inch spacer and the gasket, the port match intake. Will it improve it? It may. I don't know. I'm not expecting big things. Just putting what do you call it? Just putting on a spacer is not going to change the world. So if it gets a 10th or two, great. Gets a couple more mile an hour, great. Um, this thing kind of runs out on top a little bit. I think I needed a little bit more on top. It has so much bottom end that I can give up a little bit on the bottom. That's why the 1-inch is good on that thing. This thing runs 160 foot times. It's almost 1.5 and 60 feet. So um, yeah, it should get in there. So hopefully, hopefully, and that's the overall plan. So, all right. Well, I would love to hear how it turns out. It sounds like you're on the right path. I appreciate all the comments on it, and I wish you the best. And I hope it really works out for you. I'm glad you come on here and did the old comment. I love talking about the old cars and hearing what people are doing. And again, I had a Demon carburetor on a 55 Chevy on a 377 stroker motor, and that thing freaking hauled ass. That carburetor worked good. A wealth of information. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So, I mean, I did it forever. I was a mechanic, and I even got a degree in automotive, of all things, an actual degree from an actual college. And I mean, when I switched the intake on this, my dad's like, "You're doing another intake? How many have you done? Like 50 of them?" So I mess with intakes a lot. And I ended up, this is the Performer RPM, and I painted it, and then I polished all the little aluminum on it. There's the 1-inch spacer. There's the Holly XP on it. Painted the valve covers. I love this GTO Pontiac color. I left the block black. Somebody before me, I don't know who did that, but they ported the wee out of the heads. The heads have got great port work on it. CVF, if you ever want a serpentine belt, they sell them on eBay, and CVF is a great company. That thing just basically bolted on. It was awesome. It is a nice setup. This thing had some funky alternator bracket on it. We've had this car forever, and it's just been there forever. Never messed with it because it just worked. But God, it was big and ugly, and it's just not very good. This has got those Hooker Super Comp headers on it, and it's got electric cutouts and all that stuff. And so it's in a ported head. It's a 383. It's been fully decked. Let me deck the crap out of the motor. Oh yeah, it runs good. It runs real good for what it is. You look at this car, and most people don't suspect it. In fact, they kind of talk down to it a little bit, like, "Oh, hope I don't smoke you." Yeah, okay. And it said for a street car, it's pretty respectable. Is there faster ones? Oh, there's always somebody faster. But yeah, it's a little bit of a giveaway when they see the Caltrac bars and the street Mickey's on it, and then they see the belts and all that. So they kind of have an idea of what's it about. Especially when you hear it, it's pretty radical. Big cam in it, sounds nasty, lots of compression. So, but it needs a wash job. It is absolutely filthy. So, the cover's sitting in the trunk. I was working on it, and Oh, I just didn't get it cleaned up. So I'm gonna have to pull it out here in the next few days and get her washed up. Hey, the other thing you might look into is an O2 sensor. So this has a wideband O2 sensor on it. It's on my phone, and it's easy to tune the carburetor with it. It gives you the right air fuel ratio. You can see if it's too lean, too rich. You don't have to pull a bunch of plugs. They say you should pull the plug because it's just on one side. If you really want the true ones, you put them on both sides or in every cylinder. And some cylinders run a little leaner than others, but let's face it, that works just fine. I always put O2 sensors in everything I do. So nice motor, piece of jewelry, and I like it. Wow, that's cool. I just like I love that freaking color of that motor. I've done it the last couple times on my engines. I had a 56 I just sold. It was kind of my car's kind of a popular car. Um, Won a bunch of trophies and awards, and I had a dual quad on it. And, I painted the motor that color. We'd open the hood at car shows, and here's this 56 on bag wagon laying on the ground with original patina on it, and they'd open the hood and you had dual quads on it. And it was that color. It was just kind of my thing. But I've had a few drawings of it and a bunch of awards. So, and that was it right there. That was my wagon. That's up on the air. It's not on the bags, right? It's on the bags, but it's not down. But then I had one of those. Somebody doing. There's my buddy Chris's COE. Him and I have won a lot of stuff together. We take the cars together, but it started out kind of like that without any door art on it. I put the door art on it, put the rack on the roof, and I put the steel wheels on it with the white walls. And, but then all these trophies back here are all from it. It won a Hot Ice Night Award in Reno. That was the big one. That's the one I was kind of, out of all of them, I was pretty happy with that one. I've been going to Hot Ice Nights forever, and I called for my car to come get an award, and it was pretty special to me. That kind of hit home. It was just something I thought was really cool. Um, the rest of them, I like the recognition of it, but to be honest with you, um, I don't get too excited about car show awards and stuff. It's nice to get recognized, but there's a lot of cool cars, and everybody's put their heart and soul into stuff. And um, yeah, I don't get too wound up with it. So everybody's got a nice car. We paint our motors black, so it's hard to see the oil leak. So this motor's black. This motor is actually, if you look close, the whole thing was black. And what I did with this is I left the block black. Now it has the kick out oil pan in it, which is actually orange down there. You can kind of see the oil pan down in it. But let's see if we can get down in there. So it has that kick orange oil pan. So, but the motor itself is black with the black freeze plugs. So I left the block black and I did the water pump black. And I just did the valve covers and intake on it. If I had it out, and whenever I have it out at some point, I will paint it all this color. But I just wanted it to look clean and just match, and it just kind of looks good like that. So I left it. So down the road, when I do end up pulling this at some point, it will get painted. It's kind of different with the orange pan down there. It's always been on it, so it is what it is. If I ever have to pull it to fix a rear main or any of that stuff, I'll just paint it black then. But I thought it was kind of different. We had a little discussion on actually on YouTube here about what we should do with it, and so that's just kind of what we come up with. Let's see. No, I did not build this motor. I did do this though, with no thing. So no, I did not build this motor. We bought this car. My dad bought it years and years ago, and it's kind of long story, but my dad's still with us, but he gave me the car, and it had a water leak, so that's why I pulled the intake manifold on. They told us it was um, I don't remember who they said built it, but some kind of a builder, and it had a roller cam and all this stuff in it, and it has a regular flat tappet cam. We put the transmission in it, and we redid the rear end, put 411s in it, and all that stuff. But I've never had it apart, so I did not do this motor. I've done lots of motors, but I've never done this motor. I just redid the intake on it, and we put a different carburetor on it and that kind of stuff. But so I don't really know what rods are in it, what cranks in it. I mean, I really don't know. It's a 383. I know it's a 350 block. I have the numbers off it. I know it doesn't have a roller cam because I had the intake off it. I know it has a lot of compression because I have a compression gauge. I know it's been ported because they have the intake off, and they are ported professionally, and they are big. They have big holes in them. So I know all that stuff. It has some kind of stainless steel valve in it. I can tell it has roller rockers on it. Um, so I have some basics of it, but no, I did not build it. Absolutely 100% did not build it. And I don't really know exactly what it is. So um, just go on what was told to us years and years and years ago. This car's been on the road a long time. This car was built in '84 is when it was painted. So it's been a long, long time coming. And I was going to pull it apart and go through it all and look at it. And I'm like, why would I mess with it? It doesn't matter what it is because it still runs in 11s. It still runs really good. It runs better than whatever it's in there. So, um, yeah. So I don't know. Don't know. I really kind of am concerned. I'm curious. Not concerned. I'm curious. But I do not know exactly what it is. No, I didn't build it. But whoever built it did a hell of a job because it don't use any oil. It's got phenomenal oil pressure. It's wicked sounding. It runs hard. It's got great low end torque. It didn't run to the ETs when we got it here. It barely got into the 12s, and it was mostly a 13-second car. We've shaved well over a second off it just by a few things we've done, like gears, stall speed, carburetor, things like that. So, so there you have it. And actually, I'm okay with not building it. I suggest to people. I get a lot of people calling me all the time. Hey, should I build a car or should I buy a car? Well, I have a builder. I'd buy them. So you can fix people. Say, I shouldn't say buy them, but you should buy them. There's so much more money saved by buying it, and then just fix what you don't like. And you got to be careful who you buy it from. If it's all jerry rigged up and kind of funky, then don't buy that car. But if you can get one that's taken fairly good care of, and this thing has some little funky things in it from when they put it together that I don't like, and over the years I kind of fix it as it goes. So yeah, it's it's an interesting way to go. I think personally, I would, like I said, I would buy them and then fix them up as they go because I've done them both, and I've done them both a lot. Let's see here. At least it's not a trailer queen. Nice car though. Yeah, no, it's not a trailer queen. Everything I have is not a trailer queen. I believe in driving them. I actually had two cars I would consider trailer queens, and the one stressed me out so freaking bad. I sold it. It was a '56 Chevy. It was a 8,000-mile car. It was one at the MGM Grand in Reno. We bought it off the tweaker that won it, and single company owned it forever, and it was absolutely perfect. It even smelled new inside. The only thing that was different on it was the tires and the battery. Otherwise, it was 1,000,000% bone stock 8,000-mile car, and I paid very little for it, and I sold it for a big chunk of money. And I had it for a couple years, and for those couple years, I stressed so bad on it. With the kids got near it with the bike, or if they did anything with it, I freaked out. This car here is real straight and has great paint on it. And I do stress a little bit with it, but not bad because it's the paint is older. It's been there for a while. It's not 100% perfect, but it is good. It's definitely not a 10-footer. You can walk right up to it. It doesn't have any real dings on it or any of that stuff. I mean, there's a little spot right there. Some basic stuff. But I believe in drivers. Other people believe in trailer queens and love to put them on the stage and walk around and show everybody how cool they are, and I'm good with that too. Just not me. I'm a driver guy, and in fact, that Willie's right there. That Willie's is gone where there's no roads been before. So, and with my '56 that I had in my wagon, everybody knows I'm a big driver guy. I do tow them places though. I have a car trailer, like this one. We're gonna go to Reno in it. Reno's freaking 10 hour, 12 hours away. I'm not driving this thing 12 hours. So I'll throw it in my trailer, take it down there, and then when we park it, I'll drive it all around. When we come home 12 hours, we're gonna drive in the new truck. So or newer truck. It just yeah. So has it been on a trailer? Yep, it has. But is it a trailer queen? No, it's not. It's just for my personal deal. When I built that 56, my goal was, because I'd had a lot of nice cars at that point, just to get a car that wasn't running and had original patina. I'd looked everywhere for it, and I found it, and up in Portland, Oregon, actually, and put it on a U-Haul trailer and brought it home, and put a small block in it, and a turbo 400, and I said, I want to get this thing running in a couple of months, and I'm going to take it to Hot House Nights in Reno. And that's what I drove. I was living 7 hours from Reno at the time, and one way, and I drove that thing, road tripped 7 hours in the dead of summer in August to Reno Hot Ice Nights. And it was a goal of mine. It was something I wanted to drive. That was bare bones car, roll the windows down if you're hot. And it was really cool, but it was kind of miserable, to be honest with you. But I did it. I broke down 3 times. And it was the points, kept having points issues. And yeah, and I had 9 volts to it. I had it all right. So when I got back, I put an HEI in it, cured that problem. But then I started just towing it places. So I throw it on a car trailer, and if I went somewhere, we'd take it. I did the local stuff and did something that was an hour away, that kind of stuff. I just drove the car. But anything that was at 10, 12, I went to Pismo Beach a couple times with it. And the last time I went down there, it's a 2-day trip. I'm not driving it, from Idaho to Southern California. So it hit the trailer then. But when we got there, we drove it all around. We loaded everybody in it, and I let my grandkids jump in it, go to the beach in it, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm just not a trailer queen guy. Not my thing. And even my trailer's not enclosed, so it's an open trailer. So it's still getting the mud and the wind and the rain and all that. In fact, when I sold it to the guy in LA and delivered it down there, I put it on my open trailer, and I had more snow on it, and it was filthy when I got there. And he knew that it was snowing. He knew it was going to be dirty, so it all worked out fine. But yeah, but it was a patina car, so it didn't really matter. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody on here. Is there any other questions we got? I don't know if we have any other questions, but let's see here. There we go. I'm switching around here, and I even got my new Jimmy James, just like the gasser. Jimmy James Garage, just like if you're a gasser. I even got it on my hat. It's backwards because of my phone, but it says JJG. And it's made to be like a gasser. So that's the idea. So I thought about getting an old Jeep at one time. So, yep, I would have to agree with that. I like the old Jeeps, obviously. This is my 3rd one. I bought when I was working at the dealership. Kind of a funny story before I wrap this up. I was kind of known. I was young, just out of college, and everybody knows a giant car guy. And if you go to my channel, look at my last short, you'll see my car in high school. So you'll see what I was about. At 17, I bought the car at 15, but at 17 years old, you can see what I did. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, look at that, sell a car." Well, spoiled rotten brat. Maybe that's the case, but I had a job to pay for the stuff. So you'll see what I put my money into. It's kind of interesting. It's a yellow 71 Nova, and my dad or mom, I don't remember who took the video of it, me leaving to go from school. I just got home from school and I was going to work, and they took a video of it, and it's an old nostalgia video, which really is kind of cool. Go check that out. You'll love it. It's kind of, if you like old nostalgic things, it's 1985 is when it was taken. So where was it? Oh, so the Jeep. So at the car dealership I worked at, they knew I liked Blazers and Jeeps and Corvettes and all that stuff. And I had a couple of cars working at the dealership, and the sales manager come down to me and says, "Look, we got this old military Jeep made by Ford, and it has the old rope winch on it, and it's a complete military vehicle. It's got all the military insignias on it. It's got everything. It's sitting in his shop." He goes, "Honestly, they're not worth crap. I will sell it to you. We're going to trade it in, but you can just pick it up there and drive it home." He goes, "Let's go over and look at it in this guy's barn." So we go to this guy's barn, and it's sitting in the barn, and it's a beautiful Jeep. It is, I forget what year it was now, 43, somewhere like that, 44, somewhere like that. It was a war Jeep. It was an actual war Jeep, and I don't remember all the details of it now because we're talking like in the 80s. And I told the guy, I said, "Well, we'll pay you cash, and I'll take it." And the guy's like, "Okay." So he's getting his new truck, traded in the Jeep. Jeep never hit the dealership. They don't have to claim anything on it. It sold. The dealership gave me the actual money on it. I paid them payments for it. It was just a golden thing I had going there. I actually love the place I worked with. I'm still in contact with my old boss at this not the very minute, but still in contact with her. So off I drove this Jeep, and I had it for a while. Me and my brother fixed it up, and him and I uh, put it on the corner, and we sold it. 6 months, a year later, or whatever. And we drove it all around, had a lot of fun in it, and it was a cool Jeep. Well, then in Nova, yes, Novas are on my favorite. Well, you'll like this one. If you like Novas and you like a 70s or mid 80s look with big stripes and big giant Kraggers on it and all that, you'll like this Nova. It had a solid lifter 327 in it with those 12-to-1 pop-ups in there. It had a set of 202 heads on it, the old fuelie heads. It had a Holly type intake on it, it was a single plane, but it was a real short little single plane. It had a big Holly 750 on it, double pumper, and it had Mallory dual point ignition in it, which is kind of cool. Um, yeah, it had a 4-speed in it. You'll see it. But anyways, my second Jeep was when my youngest son was just born, or my oldest son was just born, and I had a Camaro, and I just wanted a Jeep. I thought, because of this is why I wanted one. I said, I used to have so much fun in that Jeep. I'm going to trade and it was an SS Camaro. It was a nice Camaro. I traded it for a Jeep. Um, the Jeep was way nicer than the Camaro. But the Camaro now is worth 10 times what that Jeep was. At that time, the Jeep was probably worth more. So I traded the Camaro. It was a 68 SS Camaro, and traded it for the Jeep. Um, it had a Billy Bong on where the hood was on the CJ5, and it was like a 69, 70, 71, somewhere, wherever the first year of the 304. So whatever year that was the year of the Jeep. It was dark green. I put a 4-inch lift kit on it. I put 33s on it. Put some different Alcoa wheels on there. Put a winch on it. Put headers on it. Put the mufflers under the floorboard there. Turned out the back. Redid the interior on it. Put a top on it. All that good stuff. And I drove the living crap out of it. But that thing was all over the road. It was, man. Once I got the different shackles on it, it was manageable. But it was short. It was lifted. It had big tires, and it was a fun Jeep. And at some point, with the rain and the snow and trying to use that as kind of my daily driver, it was just too much. So I ended up selling it. But I had it for quite a few years. We got some videos of my kids in the back of it, my oldest son at the time. And we went and looked at, exploring in it and went deer hunting in it and went squirrel hunting in it and did a lot of fun stuff in it. So it's been a while since I had a Jeep. So now I've had an FJ, but FJs aren't quite Jeeps. So I'm back to the Jeep thing. So of course that will never go anywhere. Coach wants that, so we're going to have to talk about a price because he's wanting the Safari. But the Safari's in the back burner there. It's the Pontiac Nomad type thing with the Nomad window on it. So, well, that's where we are with that stuff. But if you dig Novas, go make a comment on it and see what you think, and see if you like it. See if you think what I described. A lot of people have told me I should rebuild. I can't find it. I've actually looked for that car quite a bit, and I'm pretty good at finding stuff, and I cannot find that car. But people are like, recreate it. You can recreate it. You can find those Novas. So maybe that's something I'll do down the road, have my car exactly like it was in high school. Maybe not the same car, but the same exact year, build it the same way. It'd be kind of a fun project. Yeah. So, and then I got to sell that 52 Chevy out there. That's got to go. So that's where we are. But does anybody else have any other questions? And if not, we are going to sign off. It's time for me to go grain some cattle and take a nap. It's been great having you guys on here tonight. I appreciate you coming on for Coach and listening to him talk a little bit. And Coach is not only is he a larger than life character on TV and on the internet, but personally, I know him personally. I don't know him from the others. I mean, I've seen it now, but I don't really know him that way. Um, Personally, he's a great guy. He's unbelievable. I mean, very, very. Um, he's a great friend to have. So, and he's got a cool blazer, and it's a pleasure knowing him and having him as my friend. And if I needed something, I know he'd be there for me, and it's awesome. And I appreciate him coming on my channel. Um, it was it was fun. I wish we could have had more time. We had technical difficulties at the beginning of it, and there we are. So stick around. For video on this Jeep, we're going to do a complete video, and it's going to be interactive. I'm going to ask for some advice and some ideas, and maybe I'll take them, maybe I won't, and I'll kind of let you know what I'm looking to do and where I want to go with it, and see if you have any other ideas that will play into it. So let me flip this around. I want to thank everybody again. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And it's a great Saturday night and nice evening. Go out and barbecue and have a cold one and enjoy yourself. And we'll see you on the next round. And again, thanks again and have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye bye. Oh, and my son always wants me to do this at the end. If he's watching, he hasn't commented. I've done it twice now.